This is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We're here on PlayStation 5 Pro. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. What are you doing up on that mound there, horse? Anyways, this is an experience that was given a next-gen update, or well, I guess you would say more a current-gen update at some point in the generation. Something that Ubisoft's actually been really good for over the course of the PlayStation 5's lifespan is actually coming in and giving us little bump ups in regards to improving the styling or mostly the frame rate of their games. It's still something that's very heavily leaning on the, I guess you would say, backwards compatible element of it, which is why it's called a next-gen aware update. Because it is something that gives us a better frame rate and a little bit better visuals, but it doesn't really fully take advantage of what I'm sure the PlayStation 5, well, maybe PlayStation 5 is a little bit more limiting there, what the Pro really can do. The game still looks absolutely fantastic. It's still a visual treat, and it's something that is ridiculously expansive in terms of gameplay. This is coming off of the events of Origins, which was the first Creed to embrace the new modern role-playing or RPG Assassin's Creed experience that you'd be used to. So that's kind of the setup where we're at, where it's just an absolutely massive, like they took the Origins concept of a very vast open world and they just kind of like amped it up to another level of ridiculous scale, and yeah, it's just kind of a very, very large game. Now, I am a bit confused because I did literally put my save into the cloud, and I had a save which was a lot further along, and I have like seemingly the gear, I think, from my save, but I do not have the progress that my save had. So very genuinely confused as to why I don't have more progression to show you. So a little disappointed that I'm not able to show you a little further on in the game, but yeah, you kind of get what you get, I guess. And what are we getting here in general for the PlayStation 5 Pro? So this, again, was something that was inheriting literally like the resolution from like way back in the day from the last Pro model. So it is a limiting visual experience, but it is something that still looks a lot better. So the absolute max kind of threshold here, I guess, is 1620p. So it was dynamic a little bit on the PlayStation 5, but we should actually be getting the full 1620p experience at this point. It is dynamic, like I said, so theoretically, if there is something crazy that goes on, it might dip a little bit, but you should be with the overhead here seeing this pretty maxed out in terms of visual fidelity. And it is 60 FPS. There is HDR. So it is a very good looking and well running Assassin's Creed experience. There's also interesting elements of character in this one too. Kind of you do the male, the female option. I've worked through this with the male on the Xbox side of things when I was reviewing this. And then I kept getting told to check out the female side of things, and I was like, oh, okay. And I thought, you know what? We had to take a look at this on PlayStation, do a video, cash in on the update, of course. Only natural, right? And she's actually got a really good performance in this. Like, Cassandra here, absolutely fantastic. I think she's actually become the more liked of the two performers over the years. So if you are kind of considering from a performance standpoint, you might actually really kind of appreciate playing as this character, even though it is supposed to be like the same character, and it kind of plays into things, how the overall story works, as it is a very lengthy narrative. So just something to keep in mind, that you may actually appreciate playing this performance, as it may add an extra level of, value and quality to your gameplay when you're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And if you're just jumping into it for the first time, I wish you the best of luck. This game never ends. It really, genuinely never ends. Like, it is one of the longest games. All these modern Creeds are. They are just so genuinely expansive. It's just utterly ridiculous how big this is. And then they kind of had this like sort of system baked into this, kind of like as if it was it Shadow of Mordor or something like that, Shadow of War. And that's like your whole kind of end game. Well, there is also, so they added, I cannot call Phobos from restricted areas. This is ridiculous. Oh, now I can call Phobos. It comes from a restricted area. Anyways. Yeah, the whole endgame of this is like a kind of a long-going assassination game of taking out certain leadership and stuff, and it's kind of a little ridiculous. Just in terms of being something so expansive. And then they added all of this DLC, and like it really can, the mythological stuff and the crazy things that go on in this game can literally take you forever. It's a very, very big game. It's genuinely impressive in terms of its scale, and I think you will probably love playing it. It's really good. It's got that sort of really, really large Ubisoft styling that I think a lot of people are kind of used to nowadays. So there's lots of things to collect, lots of things to fight, lots of quests to do, lots of side adventures, lots of exploration, lots of discovery. This game had a balance of islands, so some of it you'd be sitting there like rowing around on boats, and some of it you'd be roaming around on your horse or running around. Not as much verticality, because, well, there are lots of places you can climb and go to, but since this is a very large open space, the city places you go to, a little dense, but not quite as much, like, potential to go on climbing adventures, if that makes sense, like you did in the earlier Creeds.
You told Marcos I've paid enough already. I won't bow to a mercenary or to someone foolish enough to borrow money from the Cyclops.
From the Cyclops? That's how he bought his vineyard?
Look, I know you'd be dead without Marcos. What with him taking you off the street as a kid. But you know what he's doing is crazy.
Malaka. Still, that doesn't change the drachma you owe.
Face it, once the Cyclops gets hold of you, you'll both be dead.
I mean, with that attitude. Can I kill him?
Hey, stop! It hurts! Stop! I'll pay you, stop!
Pay me the money. This is what I think of your goods. I hope you think about your life. It's funny that there's some story stuff in this too, like they're trying, like, I mean, like kind of choice stuff in this story too, and it's like later on it's kind of like you're more just doing stuff. Oh wow, look at this ship. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy large-scale sailing stuff that goes on in this. The funny thing too is I really wish they would have embraced a larger resolution cap for this, because long term here we would have been getting a much better picture. When we look at something like Valhalla, which is more taking advantage of the base PlayStation 5, with the resolution scaling, we're actually getting something that is greatly improved. And here it's like, yeah, this is maxing out sort of what strangely the PlayStation 5 still couldn't for whatever reason. It is kind of a questionable thing to the degree of, like, you know, this could have potentially been even better looking. Like Valhalla really cleans up nicely with that overhead. But still a pretty great looking game, you know, clean, but I definitely can see some of the weaker points, like jaggedies and stuff like that. It is impossible. Flashback!
Kefalonia. And now, how
there
you were?
I need of. She's the silent but deadly type. I don't care who does it, but what if these balls will make me?
This tutorial island is kind of hilarious too, because you can like clearly tell. So we're here in Kefalonia, like you go to all these places, and like, this map is just ridiculous. Like the sense of scale, like I spent so much time just in this area of the game, like Was it this area? I think it was in Focus. That's usually where I do all my video stuff when I play these games. This game is just so large. Literally like hundreds of hours, probably, to actually get through all of this. Who are we following? Oh, we're following you. Like, just the sense of scale in this one is absolutely crazy.
Who are you? Marcos? You should be tired of this small-time shit. You'd make a fortune in this war. Plus, I hear you're a secret Spartan.
That was a long time ago. I'm a Kefalonian.
Hand it over.
I am a hero of the land.
There you go, good as new. That bow is as strong as Heracles himself. Give it a try. Shoot your arrow at those dummies.
What an exciting quest that was. I've leveled up? Oh, look at me go. All these ridiculous, never-ending quest of Spartan kick. Yeah. This is Sparta, I know. Now we gotta track a new quest. An eye for an eye. Where is my horse? This is my Odyssey. But, like, seriously, it is a pretty great game in terms of story and, you know, action and excitement and places you get to visit and things you get to do. It's a pretty well-loved Assassin's Creed game, and I think it's pretty logical as to why that is the case. It had a very unique setting, the conflict of the Polynesian War. It's really cool to set up in the characters and the location of this and the ancient places you visit, the mythology in the backdrop. This was where Creed really started to get a little unhinged in terms of, like, mythological elements too. It did definitely start leading into fantasy stuff, and you get to see some crazier creatures in this one. So if you do, like, grounded Assassin's Creed games, I mean, you can kind of pretend that it is, but a lot of it really is not super grounded. I must kill the Cyclops.
Now to find the eye. If it's as valuable as Marcos says, it'll be hidden.
I need my horse.
Come on.
It is quite a beautiful game, though. I think someday, I don't think it'll be anytime soon, I think someday they'll probably, like, remaster this and kind of bump up the visuals and stuff. I can definitely see where they could push this to be even crazier in terms of, like, fidelity and that. Still, I think it's a good looking game, great looking game. Runs really well on the PS5 Pro, looks really nice on the PS5 Pro, but yeah, definitely some limiting elements. I wish they would come back and, like, sort of uncap that resolution a bit, but you know, at least we get a smooth 60 FPS. We get the exciting conflict, the action, the beautiful sense of scale. Is there not a kind of like door I can sneak into? I thought there was like a side kind of window or something we can get into. An eye for an eye. We'll grab this. Kind of looks like somebody died in here. What's with the blood and the selection of carrots? Was it the creature that caused this? Yeah, Cassandra, we should probably get going before we get killed. Also, I think they know something's up. You get shot with acid? Oh, we killed that guy. Where did the bandit leader kind of go? Oh, he's right there. I think they'd hear me running across the rooftops. I kind of want to kill this guy. Can I assassinate him through the ground? No, that's that guy wants me to assassinate. Ugh. Bye, Lyrictos, or whatever your name was. Haha. I'm the greatest of the creeders. The creeders. I embrace my creed. Is this a restricted area because they have skulls on pikes? That would make sense. Yeah, at least you get to see a little bit of action, a little bit of narrative, cinematics and all that, get an idea of how it looks. To really get cracking on a comparison for this one. At this point, I literally like filmed comparison footage too. I just like never compiled it, which is a bit of a shame. I have found the eye. Wait, you're not where I'm bringing the eye to.
Ella.
My bad, you're a side quest. Ain't nobody got time for side quests. You're welcome.
Aye, be careful!
Do you know how
This
many of
guy.
those guards were there?
Considering how many showed up here, yes. What did I say about being seen? At least you taught them a lesson.
For a fucking rock.
This rock could...
And-
Oh,
Right.
this
Don't
take
fuck.
bet... wait.
So,
The
is
take the...
it
You
the-
in an...
I'm
Not...
there.
Oh,
Do, do, do. I also love the music. We never talk about music in video games enough. Fancy Guess is my new side quest. I think this is where you get to go and you use a boat to get to like the second part of this island thing to do a quest. And yeah, it's a big ongoing adventure. What can I say? Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It is a really, really nice game. This was genuinely impressive. I remember covering this at the time and being like kind of floored by it. You know, I was like, oh wow, this is a big game. Like I was covering it, I was doing so much. We got to like the end game thing, and I was like, holy, this. Don't think this actually ever ends. They play around with it, kind of cool. And anyways, I think you should give Cassandra a try if you are maybe revisiting this, or if you're playing it for the first time, just from the performance being so, you know, well done, and yeah, kind of an interesting character, an interesting game. Hopefully this was a good showcase of this in action, so you can actually appreciate the beauty and the magic, the majestic elements of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Even this island's kind of nice. Yeah, it's kind of a lovely game. It's got a different sort of color palette to it, but not bad at all. Caw-caw! That goat thing living its best life. Kind of just like a very welcoming open world for you to explore, eh? Why did I pull out a knife? Am I getting, like, attacked? Oh! That didn't even kill it? Are you for real? Can I assassinate the wolf? I feel like I should be able to jump down and, like... that hurt me more... Are you kidding me? I know, buddy. It's been a day. It has been a day. Holy. Anyways, Odyssey. Yeah, beautiful adventure. Looking good on the Pro. Always happy to showcase this one. And yeah, it should be a little cleaner for you to enjoy. Which is awesome. And kind of what you expect, but I do wish they would push this a little bit further on the Pro. Maybe a remaster someday. We'll have to wait and see.